When this former cop saw a bright red baby locked in a car, his actions left onlookers gobsmacked.
But before we start, please make sure to subscribe to Did You Know and hit the bell so you never miss an upload from us. Also, leave a like right now.
Steve Eckel had already retired from the Middlesex County Sheriff's Office in New Jersey when August 29, 2016 rolled around, and on that day the 53-year-old probably had no intentions of making quick, potentially life-saving decisions like the ones he was used to on the job as a police officer. But as it turned out, Eckel's mettle would soon be tested yet again. On that day, just after noon, he'd gone to a shopping center in Howell Township. Specifically, Eckel was on the hunt for smart t-shirts for a new job he was about to start. He would be working as a security officer in the state's school system, presumably a slower-paced role than his one on the force. Having driven in from his home in nearby Jackson Township, Eckel found a space for his car in the shopping center's parking lot in front of Kohl's, the department store where he intended to pick up his workplace attire. And he likely felt the summer heat as he walked from his car to the store's entrance. Temperatures soared into the high 80s on that summer afternoon. But Eckel knew what should have been a simple shopping trip would prove to be far from straightforward as soon as he heard a woman scream, "Oh my God!" from across the parking lot. His years of duty as a cop, moreover, made him heed the call at once. The voice belonged to 30-year-old schoolteacher Sarah Mazzone. She had also gone to Kohl's that afternoon to pick up a few new t-shirts of her own. However, as Mazzone was making her way to the department store, she heard something unexpected in the parking lot. It was the sound of faint crying, as she would go on to describe it to local news channel ABC7. Mazzone followed the cries, knowing she was on the right path as she heard them get louder and louder. Then she came upon the source. Unbelievably, a baby girl had been strapped into a car seat and left in a vehicle during the hot summer's day. Even worse, the baby was wrapped in a warm blanket, and all the locked car windows were sealed tightly. As the temperature outside neared 90 degrees Fahrenheit, in fact, it would turn the 2006 Nissan Sentra into a virtual oven. Eckel later estimated that it was well over 120 degrees Fahrenheit inside, according to an interview with CBS 2 New York. Mazzone had watched horrified as the baby girl was breathing quickly, hyperventilating, and clearly in distress. Indeed, it was the shock of such a desperate situation that caused Mazzone to cry out. Fortunately, though, her exclamation was heard by the former police officer. Eckel's background in law enforcement would have made him aware that the adult responsible for leaving a baby in a car on such a hot day could be charged with child endangerment. Certainly, it's simply not safe to leave a child in a vehicle in hot weather. According to experts, the temperature inside a car can increase by 20 degrees in just 10 minutes, for instance. After an hour, moreover, it can become 40 degrees hotter inside than it is outside the car. On a cooler day, New Jersey state law would turn a blind eye to a parent's decision to leave their kid alone in the car. Only 19 states have laws making it illegal to leave a child unattended in a vehicle, and the Garden State is not one of them. The 4-month-old left alone on that August day was in a much more dangerous situation, however. As a result, Mazzone and Eckel knew that they had to act fast to save the baby girl's life. So they called emergency services to come and rescue her. They also alerted the staff at a nearby store, perhaps in hopes of finding the car's owner to come and get the overheated infant out of her car seat. But Eckel soon realized that they couldn't just stand and wait for the now bright red baby to be saved. Things were becoming grave. She was sweating, crying, eyes rolling back, he told CBS 2 New York. And so, while he had already used his cop muscles, now Eckel also had to heed his instincts as a father. All of a sudden, the retired police sergeant realized exactly what he needed to do and what he required to carry out his plan. Eckel raced back to his own car, running in flip-flops no less, to grab the tool he needed that he had remembered he was packing in the trunk. In next to no time then, he was back at the locked vehicle with a very blunt answer to the problem: a sledgehammer. He stood next to the front passenger window, far from the baby's car seat, and swung the tool directly at its center. Alas, the window didn't so much as crack, and although Eckel tried swinging twice more, he once again found himself unable to break the window. He then launched the sledgehammer at the window's corner. Fortunately, this caused it to explode, according to the New York Daily News. Eckel and Mazzone's work wasn't done there, however. After picking up the baby, they rapidly took her clothes off and doused her in water in the air-conditioned cool of Kohl's, and they could see her relief almost immediately. "I almost started to cry," Eckel told reporters after the incident. "I felt really emotional at that point." Meanwhile, police officers and paramedics arrived on scene before the child's mother, 33-year-old Karen Gruen. The errant mom had come back to her car, noticed the broken window, and then saw an empty car seat. Understandably, she approached the attending cops in panic. Just like Mazzone, Gruen reportedly shouted, "Oh my God," although her exclamation met a different kind of reaction. Cops asked if she was the mother, according to Eckel, before arresting her with the charge of endangering the welfare of a child. However, Gruen was never prosecuted, as her attorney successfully argued for mitigation. They said that she had completely forgotten the baby was in the car due to family and employment pressures. Nevertheless, a judge at a pretrial program for first-time offenders required her to complete 100 hours of community service, albeit also ordering that her charge not go on record. For the former cop, though, that August day ended with a rescued baby with no serious harm done. It was a happy ending that Eckel had seldom seen during his career in law enforcement. And in fact, the retiree had more serendipitous explanation for what happened in the shopping center parking lot. "I do believe in guardian angels," he told CBS 2 New York. "I think I'm the one for this child."